Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Racing Podblast with me, Tony Mack, and Ben Aiken from Narrow in the Field. And it's another trip up to Scotland for us this week on the Podblast. Ben's getting homesick and we're off to Musselburgh for the Virgin Bet Easter Saturday card. We're covering 3 races from the card, including the feature race of the day, the Queen's Cup, over 1 mile, 6 furlongs. And then we stay in Scotland for the next round of our Football Trixie Battle, top, middle and bottom. But racing first as always, off to Musselburgh we go, starting with the Silver Arrow Handicap, the 225. First of our 3 races under analysis this week. Ben, welcome along, mate, and can you start us off with that one?
Morning, Tony. Yep, the Silver Arrow Handicap 225 Musselburgh. 3 horses in this that I have classed as handicap sleepers. All 3 below their last winning mark, and they've got conditions pretty much in their favour as well. Those 3 being Guidor, Persuasion and Ben Acre. Also worth mentioning the likely fave, Walifi. His trainer, William Haggis, he's holds some strong stats at Musselburgh in races at Class 3 level and below. 26 winners, 10 place from 57 runners, 46% win strike rate, over 28 points profit. So no surprise if Walifi gets his job done here on seasonal debut. He does have the widest draw to contend with, and that could make things a little bit tricky for Walifi. So I'm going to concentrate on the 3 handicap sleepers I mentioned. The Guidor run at Musselburgh 6 days ago. Finished second in a Class 2 over this trip. That was a good run from the 8-year-old, but he should be even better suited to this small drop-in class. And he meets with his prime conditions here. The handicap's worth less than 20 grand, over 7 furlongs to a mile. A mark of 97 or less, and good to soft or soft ground, where Guidor is 12 wins and 9 places from 29 starts. So a good chance Guidor goes well here at a track where he is 5 wins and 7 places from 12 starts. A Persuasion also meets with his prime conditions here. 7 furlongs on turf and running round a bend. A mark of 93 or less, and a race worth less than 20 grand to the winner, where he is 4 wins and 5 places from 10 starts. Not shown much form on his last 3 starts, but none of those runs have come under his prime conditions, so he'd well show more here, Persuasion. And Ben Acre, he's the other handicap sleeper, and he is all but has his prime conditions to attack. He's best under the following: 7 to 7.5 furlongs on turf, a mark of 87 or less, and a field of 9 or less, where he is 3 wins and a second from 4 starts. There's 10 declared here, but given he ran second over his course and distance last time out in a field of 12, I don't think the 10-runner field will be an issue. He is stepping up from a Class 4 or Class 3 here, and yet to win above Class 4 level, so that would be the niggle for him here, but he should go well, Ben Acre. Of that 3 handicap sleepers, I'd be inclined to side with Guidor for Katie Scott. He ran not far off his best last time out, and he's got some strong form in handicaps when returning within 8 days of his last start. 4 wins and 5 places from 12 starts. So Guidor for me. I think the 6-1, 7-1 on offer looks decent value. So Guidor for me. Tony, what you got for the Silver Arrow handicap?
Diligent Resdev, trained by David and Michael Easterby, not run since September, but did finish 3rd of 12 on seasonal debut last May, before winning on 2 occasions last summer at York, and when last seen beating 23 rivals in the Air Bronze Cup at odds of 16-1 off a £16 lower mark. Joanna Mason takes the ride on Diligent Resdev, and I think he can go well, trained by David and Michael Easterby. Diligent Resdev on seasonal debut, and you'll have to give me a hand with this one, Ben. Number 9.
Dare my nutting. That's how it should be said.
Is the correct answer.
Yeah.
Winner of his last 3 starts last season, including 2 at this venue in August and September. Improving sort for trainer Lucinda Russell. Showed his well-being on seasonal debut at this track earlier this month, finishing 3rd of 8. And I think Dan Manutin can hit the frame again. Is that all right?
Yeah, Day and my nutting. I'd probably say D and my nutting, but
Dean, yes.
Day and my nutting.
Dean Manotin. Yeah, I think he can hit the frame along with Diligent Resdev in the 225. 3 o'clock at Musselburgh is the Scottish Sprint Cup Handicap, a Class 2 contest handicap over 5 furlongs. Ben, what's your Ben Manotin?
Day and my nutting.
What's your thoughts on the Sprint Cup, Ben?
I thought it looked a bit of a fiddly affair, but I came down on the following two. Tatterstall and Gerbat. Tatterstall looks the likely pace angle in this sprint. Never a bad thing on the Musselburgh straight track. And he does go, well, never a bad thing on the turning track in Musselburgh as well. Good track for front runners. He does go well under the conditions he meets with here, Tatterstall. 5 furlongs on good or quicker ground, or the all-weather, and fields of 14 or less, where he has 4 wins and 4 places from 11 starts. All his wins have come in July or earlier, and he is potentially at his best in the first half of the season. So that's also a positive for him here. I thought he was a bit overpriced for this at 12 to 1 and bigger, Tatterstall. And Gerbat is the other that was catching my eye. He's 1 from 1 over the Musselburgh 5 furlongs. He won a 3-year-old handicap impressively at the track in 2023. He goes well under the conditions he'll meet on Saturday. 5 furlongs on good to soft or the all-weather, fields of 11 or less, where he is 3 wins and 3 places from 6 starts. That's all 3 of his career wins. All 3 of his wins have also come off breaks of 31 days or more, or running off a break of 175 days here. So that's also a positive to Gerbat's chances. I'm not going to try and split the pair, so I'll play both Tatterstall and Gerbat here. 92 or bigger for Gerbat looks more than fair, as does 12 to 1 or bigger for Tatterstall. So happy to play them both. Tatterstall and Gerbat. Tony, what you got for the Sprint Cup?
I think American Affair's got a big chance. He is favourite for Paul Mulrennan, and trainer Jim Goldie has a share in the horse American Affair. But I'm going for 2 at bigger prices like yourself. JM Jungle for John and Sean Quinn. Jason Hart's in the saddle. Yard have started pretty well. Not seen since October. He did win at York in a big handicap, 22 runner handicap. He beat Jordan Electrics by 3/4 of a length at York in August off a £5 lower mark. He went up to a mark of 92, and then he finished 3rd of 22 behind American Affair in the Portland handicap at Doncaster in September. And he went up another £1 for that 1/4 of a length defeat, and then he went on to finish in the Ascot in October, 5th of 12, 3 1/4 lengths behind Alcazan. And I think JM Jungle can go pretty well on seasonal debut here for John and Sean Quinn at around 8 to 1. JM Jungle. My other one is Cover Up for Oisin Murphy, Simon and Ed Crisford, off 9 stone 12. He did win a couple of races last year, at the back end of last year. He won at Doncaster, beat 14 rivals ahead. He beat Gerbat ahead back in October, and then went on to had his sort of winter season. He's wintered in Meydan, winning there in December, finishing 3rd of 10 in January, and he had his last run at Meydan, finishing 4th of 15 in a Group 3 there, whatever it's called, in early part of March. So he's 49 days since a run, but I think he can now back in this country, back up in Musselburgh. I think Cover Up can go well off top weight at around 10 to 1. Cover Up and JM Jungle for me in that 3 o'clock at Musselburgh. On to the 3:35, the Queen's Cup, Class 2 handicap over 1 mile, 6 furlongs. What do you reckon to this, Ben?
Yeah, I got this staying handicap down to 3. Wild Waves, Lockville and Chillingham. Wild Waves won a 2 in the race for Andrew Balding, and he's had his turf runners in excellent form this month, especially those running over further than 7 furlongs. 9 from 21 of those types and over 28 points profit. Wild Waves is having his first run of his 4-year-old season. Last season, running 6th in the St Ledger at Doncaster. Was outside of the field that day, but wasn't disgraced, only beaten 7 lengths at the line. That run came off the back of an excellent 4th in the Melrose handicap at York. He had a poor draw there as well, so a runner be marking up on the better form. And showed plenty enough last season to suggest his current mark of 100 should be within range for him. This is also his first run as a gelding, and Andrew Balding does well with similar types, especially in the March to April period over 7 furlongs or further, and start at 7-1 or shorter. He's got a 40% win strike rate and over 32 points profit with those types. So plenty to like about Wild Waves here. Lochville, she disappointed on her final 2 starts of last season. They came in listed mares events, and she's much better in handicap company. The conditions she faces on Saturday look ideal for her. In turf handicaps with fields or 8 or more, she is 3 wins and 2 places from her 6 starts. And she does like coming off a decent pace, which will be why she likes those fields of 8 or more. There should be a couple in here that will set off in the lead and give her that pace she needs. So I can see Lochville outrunning her double figure odds. And Chillingham is the other that made my shortlist. He ran in the Ebor at York last season of a £2 higher mark than what he runs off here. And I actually think he was sent to the front too early in that race. He's pushed in the lead 3 furlongs out. I think if he'd just been held on to a bit longer that day, he would have finished plenty closer than he did. He goes well in the April to May period, especially on the turf, where he has 2 wins and 4 places from 7 starts. And Callum Rodriguez in the saddle is a positive around Musselburgh, especially on handicaps. Since 2021, the jockey holds a 23% win strike rate, 23 winners from 102 rides, which is 24% above expectation. And Chillingham is another I can see going well in this. And I'd be happy to play both Wild Waves and Chillingham in this. Andrew Balding and Ed Bethel both have their yards in decent form right now. So I'll side with their 2 from my shortlist, Wild Waves and Chillingham. Tony, what you got for the Queen's Cup?
Yeah, Wild Waves on my shortlist, mate. But I'll knock that out with you going for that. And I'll go for Wise Eagle, trained by Adam Nicol, who trains at Sea Houses in Northumberland. It has been kept busy over the winter, has Wise Eagle, running over hurdles, winning at this track at Catterick in December. And the 8-year-old is 3 from 4 over course and distance, hitting the frame on the other occasion, and has won on all 3 occasions when running in the month of April, including this race in 2023. Wise Eagle won this race 2023. I think Wise Eagle can go well at around 8 to 1, I think, 8 to 9, 10 to 1. And also Améric. I do like this horse, Améric. He's trained by Carl Burke. Jockey Clifford Lee takes the ride here. He was last seen finishing 2nd of 7 in a listed contest at Kempton in November, and has been off the track since that run on the all-weather. He did finish his turf season off at Newmarket, finishing 3rd of 5 behind Burdett Road in a listed race as well. He's been running well in defeat in a number of group and listed races in the last 12 months, and looks a little bit too big of a price. I think he's a big, lively outsider at around 12 to 1 as the 6-year-old drops into handicap company here. Améric for Carl Burke and Clifford Lee in the saddle, around 12 to 1. I think that's far too big. I think he's, it's a bit outstanding. He's 12 to 1 with William Hill, and he's 7s with others. So I think that 12 to 1 needs to be taken. William Hill offering 4 places on that one. Améric for me, and Wise Eagle as well. Right now it's football time. We're off up to Scotland for top, middle and bottom, and the latest news on Dodgy Dumbarton.
The great thing about loving football is you cannot explain why you love it. It just happens. Chasing a ball round a park, wanting one team to win against the other.
El Mahoney, right foot, whips it. Oh, jeez, he peeps, man.
Yes, it's time for round 35 of Top, Middle and Bottom. Round 35. Here's an update on the current state of play, please, Ben.
No updates on Dodgy Dumbarton, so I read that here. They can do what they want.
No, they paid the players apparently this week, or they paid who they owed money to, didn't they?
I did see, who they owed money to. The Dumbarton Mafia, probably. Last week, 2 winners for both of us last week, and some small profits. Plus 0.61 profit for me, plus 0.35 profit for you, Tony. But that does not tell the full story, because had Ayr not scored a 90th minute equaliser against Falkirk, you, Tony, would have pulled in plus 17.0.2 points profit. Jeezy peeps, Tony. Very harsh on you. But that's Scottish football for you. Current totals are me plus 16.09, Tony minus 48.51. Before I get on to this week's selections, another quick word for one of our sponsor players, Clyde Martin Rennie. Ronaldo. It was Clyde FC's annual award ceremony last week.
Did we not get an invite?
I must have got lost in the post. And our boy Martin Rennie absolutely cleaned up.
Did he?
There were 5 awards the players could win, and the boy Ronaldo won the following: Players Player of the Year, Castle Milk Branch Player of the Year. I have no idea where that is. Goal of the Season and Player of the Season. So Ronaldo won 4 of the 5 awards going. Go on, Martin.
Sponsored by the Racing Podblast as well.
Exactly. 4 of the 5. You must have felt like Blur at the 1995 Brit Awards. Scoofing up all the awards. Martin Rennie. There you go. What a boy. Back to top, middle and bottom, though. This week, I am going with Airdrie in the top. Airdrie to beat Morton at 23-20. Airdrie are now on the verge of doing what looked impossible a couple of months back, getting themselves clear of the automatic relegation spot. They've only lost once in their last 6, and that was against the mighty Falkirk. I think they can keep that run going here against Morton, who realistically have nothing to play for. So Airdrie for me in the top. Middle, Inverness Cali to beat Stenhousemuir at 5-4. Stenhousemuir are shipping goals for fun at the minute. They've conceded 11 in their last 3 matches. Inverness can take advantage of that and take another step to safety with a win here. And bottom, Edinburgh City to beat Stranraer at 11-8. Edinburgh League overpriced yet again. A win here would secure themselves in the playoffs, and this week's a great opportunity for them against a Stranraer team who have lost their last 4 and have nothing left to play for. So my top, middle and bottom this week is top Airdrie, middle Inverness Caledonian Thistle, and bottom Edinburgh City. Tony, what you got?
Good luck with that, mate. Good luck with that. Hamilton to beat Queen's Park is my top selection at 4-5. Queen's Park are in serious slump just now. They've lost their last 9. Lost the last 9, conceding 29 goals and scoring only 5. And Hamilton can add to that misery here by winning their 3rd game on the spin. Hamilton, that's a big price for me, 4-5 to beat Queen's Park. In the middle is Queen of the South to beat Kelty Hearts at 23-20. Queen of the South have got themselves back in the playoff places, winning 4 of the last 5. But it's tight for the playoff places, so they'll need to keep the run going, and I'll take them to get the better of managerless Kelty Hearts here at 23-20. Queen of the South, 23-20. And Forfar to beat Bonnyrigg Rose at 7-10. A win here keeps Forfar up and leaves Bonnyrigg Rovers stranded at the bottom. And with Bonnyrigg on a winless streak of 11... going for Forfar to get the win, they need to stay up at 7-10. All out Forfar. We're all for Forfar tomorrow. Queen of the South at 23-20 and Hamilton at 4-5. That's my 3 top, middle and bottom. Many thanks for listening. The latest edition of the Racing Podblast, and the very best luck with your bets at Musselburgh this weekend. You can catch me on 3B's Radio every morning, Monday to Friday, and you can catch more from Ben over on narrowinthefield.co.uk. Thanks very much, and we'll see you all again next week. Cheers, Ben.
Cheers, Tom.